Hello everyone, today we are talking to Joerg Walden, CEO from iPoint-systems. Joerg, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
So Joerg, tell us a little bit about iPoint-systems and the work you do in the blockchain ecosystem.
Yeah, sure. iPoint is focused till the founding in 2001. How can we digitalize, reduce negative environmental and social economic impacts without scaring innovation and continue to enjoy wonderful products from smartphone, medical devices, vehicle and aeroplanes. So we help manufacturers of complex products and value chain to transition to a circular economy with the help of software technology. The tools we typically provide are improving transparency regarding toxicity, origin, and history of components and products, and enable organizations to work together on a better, more sustainable outcome. The required level of transparency in cooperation we improve with blockchain. So it's no wonder that we have seen an explosive increase of blockchain-related projects and initiatives targeting social, environmental, and economic impacts. Nearly all of them are looking to improve trust and transparency in supply chain.
Thank you. So Joerg, what do you think is the biggest obstacle to widespread mainstream adoption of blockchain and DLT technologies?
So it's here, it's the mindset from corporation and governments. Yeah. So typically linear, they think in silos without implementing the opportunities of digital office and just don't want to change fast. So the big obstacle is clearly mindset related, and the obstacle slows down the adoption of a truly circular economy. So, but how can we work together for overall benefit if impacts remain hidden or where negative consequences are passed to the future generation to deal with and pay for? So we just look typically at carbon and climate action. Everyone has shared responsibility, so it needs to be connected. The only way to tackle it is together. In order to tackle the global challenges, we need to ensure a proper, sustainable and equity world worth living for the future generation with cooperative, clear, circular mindset. And blockchain is the team sport, so collaboration is the key tackling future sustainable challenges.
Great, thank you. And what specifically should the blockchain ecosystem, and by that I mean commercial entities, governments, and academics do to help address and overcome that obstacle?
The obvious solution for education and being open to help break down the silos and increase the speed of innovation and to enable the business model. However, I think a lot of education is currently only about technology, how blockchain works, cryptography, distributed networks and nodes. I think instead we should focus a lot more about education in the field of what blockchain enables on the business model side. So fully integrated, connected to the circular economy system. And we should encourage consortia, like for sure INATBA, what we see, which brings minds, best minds together, pre-competitive environments, and offer the best value to reach the most common and global solutions. So best practical solutions.
Yes, thank you. So where do you see the worldwide industry in 10 years?
Definitely, I think in a much better situation like we today. I think that the technology innovations from today, it's not only blockchain, it's artificial intelligence and all this stuff, and the explosion about digital technology reduce, for me, clearly negative environmental, social and economic impacts. So the visibility and the transparency we are generating is much better. Those 30 years ago, innovations were about manufacturing more faster, more materials, more energy, faster output, but without clear transparency. Today, I think we already see it's all about usage, value, connection, experience, and increasing transparency with reducing complexity. I believe that primary resource consuming industries such as electronic or power, particularly far ahead because Here we already see positive impact of sustainable circular design approaches. How can we reuse materials and resources in a much better way in the future? So several emerging technologies and business models can be enabled to transition to the digital supported sustainable circular economy, like digital twins, digital product passport, extended product responsibility. So I think that's clear, a change where we are generating exciting futures.
Thank you. What use cases are you most excited about coming online in the coming year or two?
As we look in circular economy and sustainability, definitely the transition I see what enables blockchain into circular economy and sustainability. So I think there's a lot of projects ongoing now. How can we tackle and tackle carbon transparency, material life cycles, responsible sourcing, end-to-end transparency, product passports, product responsibility. So there's a big change in the market here. I'm excited to see the next phase of unfolded going behind traceability and more to the actual challenges around data and impact of transparency. So traceability is essential, but doesn't tell the really full story here. Having worked with complex supply chain now 20 years, I think iPoint knows very well that a typical vehicle contains thousands of, maybe even millions of individual chemical substances. It needs to be accounted for, and everybody has to take the responsibility here. So I think we are taking thousands of companies working together so that the OEM can produce a vehicle or a smartphone. None of these challenges are new, but now we are tackling them differently, collaborative, co-competition models, and digital.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And what blockchain projects are you working on that you think will improve major systems or services?
I think we try always to help our customers enable the total product lifecycle. So the entry product lifecycle of the product is, and the digital twin of this is the main true way to a circular economy. So let me give you maybe two projects. So one is about end-to-end transparency. So it's sustain block, we call this. It's enable companies to track the provenance of certain raw materials sourced from the conflict zones in the Congo area. Across the entry supply chain, we are verified, cryptographical, and secured transaction. So downstream, the supply chain actors and end users receive access to reliable and verified data on the relevant stages in the supply chain with commercial, confidential, and immediate is preserved. The open system enables compliance with global responsible sourcing and regulations. So it's about end-to-end transparency and visibility of the supply chain. The other one is looking, and it's just getting an awarded, it's looking about carbon footprint. It's called carbon block, greenhouse gas emissions from suppliers over the supply chain, not based by library data and gas information. It's really real, based on smart contracts. Companies can communicate in the supply chain real data about their carbon footprint emission. It's trusted and verified in the supply chain. So the footprint of a product-related footprint can be quantified. We did a pilot here with Porsche, BASF, and Motherson, and won this award just a couple of days ago.
Thank you. Thank you. That's great to hear. So what role do you think INATBA plays in the global blockchain ecosystem?
I think a really big one, because it's quite important. There are so many players in this blockchain ecosystems. Things move at different speeds depending on what part you look at. On the startup and then of the spectrum, things are moving incredibly fast. So the industry sectors slow, startups extremely fast. Government needs to be integrated. So it's a collaboration, a team sport. Yeah, and I see INATBA a role here bringing all this together, so we can exchange a peer experience, we can learn from each other, empower each other, and do things and think. So pre-competitive space area, it helps everybody in the community here to get a lot more benefits of this. So the better outcome is clearly visible for everybody. INATBA can play an important role here in providing a multi-stakeholder forum and bring the brightest mindsets together on one table, because blockchain only work if we all work together. So we have to find a solution here in a community together. And I think this is the major role where I would see INATBA in the moment, and where we really see big support.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Joerg, for your time.
You're welcome.